Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 4, and today we're taking a look at the 2016 Ford Shelby GT350R. Now this is a track-focused variant of the Shelby GT350, which itself is a high-performance variant of the 6th generation Mustang. Only 37 of these were made, and it has several of the options that were available on the GT350, which include wider front fenders, a lower hood for better aerodynamics, Brembo brakes, lightweight Tramac 6-speed manual gearbox, Recaro seats, and the same engine with the same power and torque. But additionally, this also has wider tyres front and rear, carbon fibre wheels which save £15 each, so that's a £60 weight saving overall, a larger front splitter and a carbon fibre rear wing. You could also have the option to have the aircon, stereo, all carpeting, the rear seats, the boot floorboard and backup camera removed to save weight, and I think this is a version that has that because there are no rear seats in this car, so I imagine the rest has also gone with the vehicle. And that is fine because that also saves more weight as well, just like the wheels. And to be honest, this car is great, really. It's easily one of my favourite modern Mustangs, as it's got a decent amount of luxury on the interior, despite obviously having several elements removed. Nice dials that are all nicely clear, and looks comfy enough even if it is stripped out compared to the standard Mustang. And it's still got some practicality because it's still got a decent sized boot, though with the floorboard gone I'm not sure whether or not it could take as much weight as a standard Mustang. But yeah, it looks great, especially with the bigger front splitter and the carbon fibre rear wing. I like the wheels as well. I think this is one of the first mass production cars to have carbon fibre wheels, so that's a first in of itself. And then all of those weight savings are inevitably going to help the already superb engine have its power used a lot better and more efficiently. So yeah, it's got a 5.2 litre V8 engine producing 526 horsepower and 429 pounds-feet of torque, which, like I said, is the same as the standard GT350, but because obviously it's got less in the way of weight, it's quicker, as it only weighs 3,660 pounds, which is still quite a lot for a car like this. But yeah, it's the weight savings and the extra aerodynamics and the wider tyres have made this one of the best handling muscle cars of its type. Quite frankly, it's verging on being a sports car in terms of how it handles, especially in comparison to sports cars from Europe. But nonetheless, let's get out onto the open road and see what this car can do. So yeah, with only just over 3 dozen of these being made, this is easily one of the rarest modern Mustangs, and unfortunately it got discontinued in this year actually, earlier this year. Which is a great shame because this, like I said, is easily one of the best modern Mustangs. It's got the great sounding engine, which as you can see revs to more than 8,000 RPM, which again is in itself a really rather good thing because it means that you can really use the power and the torque from most of the rev range, but also have a rather unique sounding V8 engine. This certainly doesn't sound like a V8 from any other manufacturer. And it's because it's got those weight savings and those handling upgrades, you're able to use that power more of the time. You're not scared that it's going to end up oversteering too much or understeer too much into a tree or whatever, and make you hesitant to use the power. I'll just let you listen to the engine for a little bit because it does sound really rather good. So yeah, it sounds great, which a Mustang engine should sound great, and this is easily one of their best sounding engines. And handling wise, it's brilliant. Like I said, you're not really going to be worrying about it, oversteering or understeering too much. Obviously I'm oversteering a fair bit here because we're in snowy conditions, and this is a rear wheel drive car with more than 500 horsepower, but in normal conditions, you'd be confident that you'd be alright in this car. And acceleration wise is superb as well for a naturally aspirated rear wheel drive V8 powered car. 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds, 0 to 108.6 seconds, and it goes to a top speed of 189 miles an hour. Obviously it would be quicker if it didn't have the rear spoiler or the front splitter on it in terms of top speed, but then you'd ruin the handling and ruin part of this car's character and part of the reason why this car is so fun, purely because it is an absolute joy to drive. You can have fun with it while sliding it out, but you can also hoon it around a track or get right onto the apex or right into a corner while going around it, and yeah, be entirely confident that it's going to stay in there. That is if you're not being an absolute Burke like me. Obviously you can still get it wrong in a car like this, but yeah, it's far more competent in terms of handling than you'd ever expect from a Mustang, either from a new one or even an old one. So yeah, it's great, and yeah, it's just a shame that they didn't get the chance to make more of them, to be honest, but I guess a rarity is another you know, positive to this car. If you're after that kind of thing, if you're after a rare Mustang, then get one of these, because yeah, there's very few Mustangs that I imagine that have sold even less than this, especially in terms of modern cars. So yeah, if you haven't tried it already, then do so, because yeah, it will surprise you in terms of what a Mustang can do. Certainly surprised me the first time I ever drove it, but yeah, it's easily one of the best, not just Mustangs, but also one of the best muscle cars, one of the best American cars that is from the last few years, and yeah, one of my favourite cars on this game in general. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.